I want to start off by asking about Pedestal, your latest single. It's such a ripper, like you guys always come out with brilliant tunes, but can you tell me what kind of direction you were feeling?
Yeah, like we wrote that, I think with, mind blank. What's his name, an English bloke?
Pedestal?
That was kind of inspired by the driviness. There's that war on drugs thing, which kind of like we always reference whenever there's something driving.
Oh, Sam Fender.
Sam Fender.
I think you said we wrote it with Sam Fender.
No. But we that'd be sick. I've been mad. But no, Sam Fender kind of inspired that, and yeah, like war on drugs. We're actually referencing that this week, and we said, why do we always reference war on drugs for like as soon as something's drivey or as soon as we just jam out a section for a while? That tends to be like, yeah, it's kind of war on drugsy, even though it doesn't sound anything like it. So, yeah, that was the sort of inspiration for that song. Don't you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, driviness.
Yeah.
And I'm stoked. Probably one of my favourite songs of ours.
Yeah, and is that leading up to like a big drop, an album or an EP?
Yeah, we've got an album. I mean, it's been done for a bit.
Yeah.
But
the classic thing where you finish an album and then you're like sitting on it for a while whilst management and label sort out a little game plan, and Louis finishes the artwork and
he
all
gets
that sort of thing.
sick of it for
yeah. You get sick of it, and then you're kind of into the album again by the time it gets released, because you're at that point where you haven't really listened to it for a while.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like you guys are just sitting around. Like, you've been touring heaps. You've just been practicing for a bit.
Yeah.
What have you discovered through that, little time away to just get it all back
It's
together?
funny having like even a month off. I think we've had a month off is the longest we've had in so long.
Yeah.
And you feel so unproductive.
Super rusty.
Yeah, I just feel like in that month you're like, oh God, we should be doing something. We need to be working or like touring or...
Yeah.
We're not very great at chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even support band drummer is showing his bum at us. Mid-interview. I should just call him out. He's trying to psych us out, but just call him out. I think that we're like, that is a bit of a problem, because, even when we're on tour, it's like, it's almost the most relaxing time for us, because we just play a gig in the evening. And especially in Europe and America, on a tour bus, and you like sleep on the bus, and then you wake up and you just get a coffee and wander around the city, and then you play a show that night. But we always make things like way more difficult for ourselves by, like, I don't know, packing in the day with other things, such as trying to do some filming and making a bloody documentary, or trying to like meet up with songwriters or write songs and make little films. It's just stupid. Louis will do a whole bunch of lino cutting on the bus. Just pack in the schedule.
How'd you first get into lino cutting?
Sorry, I was halfway there. I had to finish that off. I don't know. I studied fine arts at uni, and I was never really into it then. And there's a guy from the area that we're from, the Northern Beaches of Sydney, that's a bit of a master lino cut artist.
Give him a shout out.
Yeah,
his name's Bruce Gould.
Okay.
Did a lot of like the sort of late 80s, 90s Mambo artworks. Not Reg Mombasa, but one of the others.
Yeah.
And we were sort of making, I was doing the music for it, and we both were, and our dad was making a little doco on him, and I went round to his house a few times, and you just love...
Got a few tips.
And fell in love with it. I'm addicted now.
It's so slow, like he's just, for Louis to do it and like a poster, it's just like cutting... Well, he draws the whole thing, designs the whole thing on the piece of lino, and then just meticulously just like, carving out the negative of this.
The best thing about it is that you have an excuse to like get away from people, and it takes so long. So you're like, oh, I've got to actually do some lino. I can't come and hang out today. And
the best thing is that you just piss off for a while.
Fuck you. Working on the artwork for the band, and so you get 48 hours to sit in your room and get in your head.
Yeah.
So what's it like? If you.
Is that just spilling all over the floor?
Sorry, I'll clean that up in a sec.
It's going all flat.
What's it like going from, being in your room for 48 hours to being out on stage in front of thousands of people?
I think I like. Oh god, I'm pretty sick at the moment. I like the contrast. I think it's sort of you're in your head when you're in your room, and then when you get out in front of people, it's a good time to get weird, and like sort of maybe it just builds up when you're in the room and sitting in front of a block of lino for a week or.
Gets really comfortable after a while. Like being on stage and playing feels. It's almost like a safe space. It feels like a cliched answer. Like I reckon I've heard people say that a lot, but probably I think there's some truth in it in the way that you like get out and you it's just fun because you're playing the songs that you wrote and you're playing them with your best friends, and then you're just all looking at each other and smiling and having a great time, and you just sort of like get into this weird like space where you can just muck around and the audience sometimes just disappears, and then you're just kind of having a dance in this, like, often you're thinking about weird shit, even when you're singing in the middle of a verse. You're just
what kind of weird shit?
I don't know, like, sometimes it's mundane, like what I'm going to cook tomorrow, and then other times you're like, I don't know, you're thinking about, I guess maybe parts of what you're singing, or thinking about, like, what's happening around you, and I don't even know, like, you just start to have a little trip.
You do zone out in a great way.
That's when the show's the nicest. You get weird and you just fully zone out.
I want to know, because you're such well-seasoned, touring artists, so spicy. What would you like to see change in the Oz music industry?
I feel like festivals seem to be having like a super hard time at the moment. Just like so many festivals pop up and then get cancelled. Like it'd be nice for whatever it takes for more government funding or whatever for these festivals to I read an article recently, like cause he lives, the cost of livings happen, but also people have maybe slowed down buying tickets since COVID, and there's this like seesaw type effect where people aren't really buying tickets fast enough, but then costs are like doubled, and so they're just getting slammed. Other than that, I think musicians are like ahead of the game with a lot of things. When the bushfires happened, all these musicians putting on charity events and doing whatever they could take to be putting on shows during COVID. We played to like 80 people at 60 different events. I feel like musicians are the first to like get behind big movements, and it's like an important part of our culture. And I think there could be a bit more support, maybe on mainstream radio and that sort of thing, to be supporting this huge music culture that we have. Like we have massive music export. Like as soon as you go overseas, everyone's like, man, Australian music's just like so top notch. And then but like every musician in Australia is like, struggles hard.
So what kind of reaction do you guys get in comparison to like when you're touring around Australia? Is it big?
What sort of reaction? What do you mean?
Like
people showing up
and support.
Like we've been playing for how many years have we been playing for now?
12, I think.
I think it's more like 15. I don't even know. A long time. But we just grinded for so long, and now it's at a point where we like play some really fun festivals and get great reactions. Does that answer the question? It's been really.
You're not seeing much of a difference between like playing here in Australia and playing overseas.
You mean, okay,
sorry,
like
I didn't word it very well.
Like it's growing. It's maybe where we were quite a few years ago in Australia, and it's been like we're doing what we did here. We're just doing the grind. Go over there and play 60 shows in Europe, and then 30 in America, and
some of them just sort of no one as well. So it's humbling.
Yeah, sometimes we'll play in New York and it'll be a great crowd, and then we play in Detroit and you're like, I've got to work on the fan base here a little bit. Yeah.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
It's hell fun. That's it's humbling in a mad way.
Yeah, for sure.
You just play these shows to hardly anyone after playing big shows in Australia. So you're working for it again.
Yeah,
It's great. And
Yeah.
you like see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe sometimes it's a little bit dim.
Yeah.
There's a little opening.
Little one. I have to ask about this gorgeous building that we're sitting in, because this is kind of the kickoff of the revitalisation of the beaches, which is pretty awesome to
Yeah.
have you guys here for it. What's your experience been like so far?
Well, it's still a little bit under construction, but I mean, we played here, right? Like,
Yeah, we played here maybe 7 years ago or something.
Yeah.
I think we played in the Pokies room out the back.
Yeah, right.
And it was great. Maybe there weren't that many people there, but it was a good time. Like, I mean, this building is pretty beautiful. Like, you drive
classic.
past this building, you're like, what the hell is that thing? It's,
yeah,
I want to live there. Or I want to play in it, whatever.
yeah. It's how's the manager of this place or the owner used to live up in this space overlooking the
Oh my
ocean.
God.
It's psycho.
Do you reckon this is his
So
bedroom
gorgeous.
right here?
I think it was.
Surely.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
So
Couple
good,
of-
but it's
couple of old tissues around there. Yucky.
you know, they've like kept they've kept the old school vibe. They haven't like done this disgusting
No.
You know,
no. It's
like
still so
McMansion
classic.
sort of renovation.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
It's good just being overlooking the beach the whole time.
I mean, it's pretty amazing that they've really put in a music venue here.
yeah.
You got to be
Yeah.
stoked with that. You know, you see so many. I mean, my favourite pub growing up was going to the Stain in Manly, and upstairs was this place called the Moonshine, and it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was free shows 4 nights a week, and it was the best. It was the best thing ever. And then, you know, someone came in and renovated the top floor and fucked it.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and now it's not a
It's all white and glistening and
glass, and
Yeah.
they don't have. I mean, they rarely have bands in there.
Yeah. So it's great when like a venue renovates and there's like a big a big space there for music. Like that's in the priority list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Any memorable moments in Newcastle, like from previous tours?
Newcastle was the first place that we came
Out
out
of
from the
Sydney.
northern beaches.
No
so
way.
we played on the northern beaches and then
Pre-Sydney, nah.
we might have done like 1 or 2 shows in the city.
Yeah.
And then like I don't know, was it the Northern? Great Northern.
Great Northern.
Great
Yeah,
Northern.
yeah.
So they would do like free gigs, and like that's the best thing for a band when you're like trying to get in front of an audience.
Yeah.
You know? Play there and like no one knows who you are, and you just gotta like try and work it. And we did that. Must have played there like 5 times. Stayed upstairs on like stained, gross little mattresses, and
It was amazing.
it was so perfect, you know. So we would, it was like really good memories. Played at the Cambridge a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Did a
and
couple of house parties
played
as
here.
well.
Yeah,
Did
cool.
we?
Yeah, we did.
That's See, like house parties is a thing that I miss. We should get back into a house party tour.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That'd be sick.
that'd be good.
Yeah.
Rock up in people's living rooms, garages. That'd be good.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
my mum's
guys.
gone away for the weekend.
Yep, let's fucking rock.
Let's go!
Perfect.
Nice.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for
Thanks for
spending
having
some time
us.
with us. It's been
Newcastle,
sick.
Nui.
Nui.
Perfect. Thank you.
Love it.
Nui.